Okay, and hello, and welcome to my stream of ABZU. So, this is gonna be a little bit fun. I actually, had my mic muted the entire time I was doing the stream. Actually, somebody commented on my stream, and I replied to their comment, and, yeah, nothing. Because my mic automatically mutes itself when you first plug it in. So you have to remember to unmute it, and that's I just forgot. Anyways, that's fine. 40 minutes of me talking. Like, what is that even? What's that worth? Anyway, so last episode we finished off chapter 3, and right now we're gonna begin chapter 4. As you saw, the door just closed behind us, and I just want to take a quick look around before we started this. Really got into it. Just how beautiful everything is. This game, I can say it as many times as needed, but it's so stylistic and artful. It's such a short game, and it's just so much beauty packed into one small little package. It's fantastic. Especially just the seafloor. There's so many things happening on the seafloor. Nothing in this world. It's like that's one of the great things about Super Metroid. Actually, is that the world just seems alive and breathing. And the same thing about ABZU. The floor is always just teeming with stuff. And as we pull over here, we can see our big set piece for this game is a huge blue whale. Go over and say hi. And there's a little baby blue whale too. Even though it's a baby, it's freaking huge. Actually, I should be listening to this with headphones or something, but it's fine, I suppose. I just don't want the audio of the actual game to be picked up. This is going to be a little bit quieter stream, so I'm just going to be silent for some parts. This entire scene with the whales is just beautiful. So we got rid of the blue whales, we got introduced to the humpback whales. And then I love this small little connection you and the blue whale make. Gentle giants. And so now here's where chapter 4 truly takes place. Is the abyss, the deep ocean. So this is a trigger warning, as I also say for the open water sections. This entire chapter is going to be deep ocean. So any thank you for whoever joined in. So for anybody that is afraid of the deep ocean, the creatures, just the entire aspect, thalassophobia, thalassophiles, thalassophobiails, anyone who's scared of the deep sea, or is uncomfortable with it, this is your warning here. So I think this thing is actually I can look it up now because I'm not in the middle of playing this game. There's benefits. So we find out this thing is called a Tomateris, I believe it's pronounced. Tomateris is a genus of marine Platonic polychaetes. All described species are known to be holopelagic, meaning they spend their entire life cycles in the water column. That is extremely extremely interesting. I saw, let's see, maybe anglerfish. Over here we see some lampreys or hagfish, which I'm not really sure the difference between those are, but you'll always find them at whale falls. And up there, I think we see a goblin shark. It kind of looks like a saw shark from a little far away, though it's the tip of its nose is a little bit different. Also, the one of the big aspects, one of the big centerpieces of this level down here is the skeletons. It's a whale fall. This entire place is a whale fall. It's fantastic. Whale falls are just one of my favorite concepts. Oh, also right there, that little rock right between the spine and the head of the whale. That's where you'll find a shell. Whale falls are just incredible, and they're so useful to the underwater ecosystem. They provide food and houses for all these different creatures, which the deep ocean, deep sea, just has so much interesting stuff. Although this thing isn't a thing you usually find underwater. We've seen harvesters before, but we haven't seen a harvester that's still been active, and this is actually what it does if it's active. If you get too close, they'll shock you. So I see over here, I think these are viper fish, which are really interesting creatures. Everything underwater here has this nice little glow to it, which most fish are bioluminescent. Well, most fish that live in the deep sea are bioluminescent because it's so dark down there. However, I think the game artificially adds light to some fish, just so they pop out a little bit more. So over here you can see there's a big generator, and yeah, that got me. Great. Just head in the sand. So they can get you from a little whiles away, so just try to be careful. There's a hidden pool over here, so just try to be careful with that. But we see there's a generator over here. So now you see the main mechanic of this level, as there's that big door, and there's two thick cords running to two different generators, and you need to power those generators to open up the door. And protecting the generators are harvesters. You need to sneak your way around the harvesters. Emphasis on sneak. And then here I stop because I see how much the ocean floor is just alive and teeming with life. So we see a little Dumbo octopus. We see I want to say, I completely forgot what it's called. It's not an isopod. It's not like a. This is some crabs, some horseshoe crabs, and then I don't remember what that thing was called. Unfortunately, we see a Dumbo octopus over here, which is its scientific name is Adorabilis, because it's so adorable. Also, these crabs are going crazy whenever we go to the bottom of the ocean. So if we go over here and power the generator, runs to the cable, shuts off the nearby harvesters, thank God for us, and powers the door. So that's one generator down, one more to go. Yeah, unfortunately I don't know what those things are called. I don't know, they look kind of like elephants or hippos or something. Over here, chimeras. They're glow-in-the-dark eyes. They're really interesting creatures. I don't know much about them. Yeah, I don't know much about this another anglerfish. I don't know much about the deep sea life, unfortunately. I know more about the open ocean and reefs, reef fish. But the deep sea, as much as it does interest me, I don't know that much. These are what are those? I'm not sure what those are called. There's the Humboldt squid. There's a smaller fish. I don't know what those are either. But these larger fish, they're not hatchet fish. They might be God, there's so many of them. I want to say they're the flabby whalefish, but I think that might be a different fish. You see another hidden pool down there. And whatever these fish are. Yeah, as much as the deep sea does interest me, I don't know that much about the creatures living there. I only know a few. The titular anglerfish, of course. I know goblin sharks. I know a lot of sharks, actually. I'm pretty interested in sharks. I know viperfish. Chimeras I learned about in this game, actually, when I played it the first time. That's the second generator, second cable, and now the door is open for us. That's really cool. It opens like an aperture. And then there's a shark. I guess the shark has been here the whole time, just hiding in the shadows. But before we go through the door, I think I just want to go and explore a little bit more. See if there's anything else that we missed. And maybe make our way over to the meditation stone. Alright, and then over there is the last hidden pool. Whale falls are incredible. If you guys ever want to see what, like, true cycle of life is, you can go on YouTube or anything like that and just look up a whale fall, like maybe time-lapse a whale fall or something. There we go, those are the flabby whale fish that were next to me. I don't know what the other ones were. Yeah, those are flabby whale fish. Just look up like a whale fall time-lapse or just a whale fall in general. And just how much life is just around it. for the concept of a whale fall, a dead whale, you know, there's so much life that comes from that. It's amazing. The ocean truly doesn't waste any of its resources. These huge gentle giants. This is another Humboldt squid. These huge gentle giants that we rode with for a little bit at the beginning of this chapter. That just seem like these massive, majestic creatures. But I mean, they're still immortal, and when they die, their bodies, well, they usually float because they're filled with air and gases. But once the gases leave, then they sink into the bottom of the ocean, which is where they lay and they rest. And new life begins as its body decays and creatures come and go, feasting on its body, hiding within its skeleton. It's like, I don't know, the true beauty of nature is in a whale fall. I just love whale falls a lot, in case I haven't said it. So yeah, goblin sharks. There we go, the flabby whalefish. Unfortunately, I don't think I go over those other fish that I didn't know what they were. There's the Tomateras that we just looked up earlier. These things are so interesting. I was thinking they remind me of not the Anomalocaris, but the sea scorpion. What are the sea scorpions called? The ancient sea scorpions, like what the Pokemon Anorith is based off of. Let's see, a Euryptrid? How do you pronounce that? A Eurytrida? Had a different name, no? Pterygotus. Pentacopterus? Pentacopterus? No. Yeah. Eurytrids. Eurytrids. Often informally called sea scorpions, are an extinct group of arthropods related to arachnids that include the largest known arthropods to have ever lived. That is very interesting. And, yeah, arthropods related to what's it called? Sea spiders. Arachnids? Gosh dang it. How could I not remember what freaking spiders are called? Well, whatever. It's not important. Not important to this video. So there's a little cavern filled with more. There's a hatchet fish. These are nautilus, and some little harvesters all littered around. God, what is this area? Why are there so many harvesters everywhere? Because we saw a few harvesters before, but most of them were destroyed. But it wasn't until we got down here where we saw, oh no, it's trapped. What do we do? Because, I mean, it attacked one of our drones, one of our friends earlier, but, I mean, it's not... Is it bad? We can't just leave it there. We have to save it. And using our inhuman strength, we managed to save the shark. Looks like I gained his respect. I mean, if the people of the water used to worship him, then there must be something special about him. So as we're swimming through this little cavern that leads us to the next area, if you go up here to that little cliff, there will be a shell there. That's a pretty easy one to miss. I actually believe I missed it my first time around. I guess now would be a good time to say, once... Actually, you don't even have to beat the game. I think you do, actually, maybe. Once you beat the game, there will unlock a menu option that allows you to travel back through all the chapters again, so you can collect what you missed. So don't feel like you need to get all in your first run. Although you can. You can do a 100% run in your first run. Also, I call these sperm whale. That's amazing. Look how incredible they look. So we went from blue whales to humpback whales to sperm whales. And then, yeah, if you can see down there below, we can actually see sperm whales' favorite food. Their favorite tasty little treat to eat. Which we'll get to them in a bit. So over here you see some more hatchet fish. There's a hidden pool right over here. So this is another really, really big area, so we'll get to explore a lot of it. And a third person, thank you for joining. Yeah, I was saying, I really love this, how this game just puts you, it feels like just a huge, open-ended fish tank, which I guess really what the ocean is. Although, I mean, just look at that, just look at that scene of how many creatures are on screen at once. It's incredible. How the game just drops you in this huge tank full of all these different, interesting, weird, and wild creatures. And you're just so small, and you just have this entire 3D space to smoothly swim around and just move around, and it's incredible. There actually is a floor to this place, but you can't really see it from where we are now. All these animals following us. This is an opa. Let's go look what an opa is. Opas are large, colorful, deep-bodied, pelagic lampriform fishes comprising the small family Lampridae. And over here we can see the infamous giant squid. Because, I mean, since the developers are called Giant Squid, how could you not make a game? Or how could you not put a giant squid in your game about undersea exploration? You can see this little mouth in between all the tentacles. It looks incredible. I love how they can chromophores, I want to say they're called. They have these little cells in their skin that they can expand or contract to change the color of their skin. I believe all cephalopods have that ability. Like right now over here, I'm trying to look for the meditation stone, which is nowhere near where I'm looking. So just kind of ignore all of that. And then here we go. I just face the sperm whale. Look how huge it is. It's amazing. Did we get a chance to ride on the back of a humpback whale? Yes, we did actually. During one of the open water sections, we got to ride on a humpback whale. We got to ride on a sperm whale. So maybe one day, we'll get to ride on the back of a blue whale. That would be cool. So yeah, all the way down here, there's still more to explore in this area. There's so much. Tube worms. It's so cool. There's a bunch of tube worms everywhere. Tube worms they're interesting. Oh, here's a meditation stone. Yeah, I was like nowhere near where I was looking. We are actually going to hold off on looking at the meditation stone for right now because I see a temple over here, which allows us to get some even more creatures to look at. This one I got that one comment from, I want to say, Dean Logitech. Hi. He says hi, and I say hi back. Alright, so we swim into the temple. We see the ocean's crown. And we see more ammonites up there. All the shells that we've collected. I'll repeat myself if I didn't catch that before. So every shell you collect in this little world, a new ammonite appears up there. And then something special happens when you collect all the shells. It's still interesting, whatever this thing is. We reach inside of ourselves and pull out this little... It's an orb that's kind of like the power of the ocean, I believe I called it. So remember at the murals at the beginning of the game, we saw that the ancient civilization, the ancient race, they were grabbing from that special blue lava lamp liquid. They were grabbing these orbs of water along with and these jars, which they poured back into the ocean, I guess. Anyway, maybe we'll get some more insight on that eventually. There's a lot of answers that need to be, and a lot of questions that need to be answered. Also, of course, the big animal that was introduced here are the squids. We did see the huge mural before, which let us know which animals are going to be next. We already saw mantas, orcas, whale sharks, squids. And I believe there's a few others. At the top it was. So yeah, this. You're not supposed to be able to do this. Usually you come under the lava lamp water, and it just turns you away immediately. But this time, I'm not sure if we passed a barrier or something, but actually it allows us to see what was underneath. So the camera shoots back up. Our character is still down there, but the camera shoots back up, and if we keep swimming down, we can kind of trick the camera out to show us what's down here. But it's really interesting because normally I don't think we're supposed to be down here. The other places don't let us do this. But as you see, there's a bunch of cords and a bunch of destroyed harvesters everywhere, which I'm trying to get a better view at. Actually, I'm gonna go back up and then go on the other side because I saw another harvester over there. And like, well, yeah, let's just go through again. Look at that. That's a huge harvester. That's a lot larger than anything we've ever seen before. It's kind of interesting that you can go under there and see that. I'm not sure if that's intentional or not, but I don't think it is. If you come over here, we can see this wall again. We can see they're on chapter 4. So we should have 3, 6, 9, 12. We should have 12 shells total by right now. And there's only 3 chapters left, which we can get shells in. Although I think there's a total of 4 chapters left in the game. So we're going to head over to this meditation stone. Take a quick look around. Moon jellyfish. So, A, which was on me, who was on the stream last stream, her favorite animal is actually jellyfish. And we both went to the aquarium recently. We saw moon jellies. I love how when you see you look at them from the top, it look almost transparent. Moon jellyfish are incredible looking. Also, although we can't switch over to the tube worms, we actually get a pretty good shot of the tube worms over here, which is really nice. Lucky this jelly is hanging out with them, keeping them company. So over here we have some hatchet fish, which look really, really interesting. Their entire bodies are just so odd. Everything underwater, everything in the deep sea is just strange. Over here we have a moon jellyfish with some tentacles on him. Not just the bell. And then this guy, the black scabbard fish. Super interesting body design. Some more Humboldt squids, hatchet fish. Flappy whalefish, opas. Oh yikes, he just ate one. I'm trying to get over to that giant squid now. Perfect. Looks amazing. So, I was saying that giant squid, octopuses, giant squid, octopuses, and cuttlefish are all a part of the cephalopod family, and which are characterized by having their head in between their body and their limbs, I suppose you can say. So the interesting thing about the squid is that you see those 2 long tentacles that have the little suction cup hands at the end. Those are actually its arms. And the rest of the tentacles are its legs. Unlike octopus, where they have 8 legs, I believe, or 8 arms. Octopi have 8 arms, and then squid have 8 legs plus 2 arms. And then I don't know about cuttlefish. I want to say that they're the same as squids with their 2 arms and the 8 legs. But I'm not too sure about that. And then chromatophores, I think they're called, are the little cells on the cephalopod's body that allows them to change colors. I want to say they're called chromatophores. And I'm trying to get over to a sperm whale here, though I don't think the camera really wants me to. But look how massive this is. The camera just kind of glides into it, and then it boots me off of it actually because it swam out of bounds. So I'm trying to find another sperm whale to latch onto to see if we get a nice look at it, but I don't think I find any, unfortunately. Right at the end, as soon as I cancel out of it, I see one. Okay, well that's pretty much all there is to see here, so other than a few fish that I might have missed. But I think we're going to continue on here now. Yeah, the harvesters being everywhere is kind of weird. Until you take this into consideration. What is this? This thing is enormous. I mean, we saw that one harvester. You can't even see the bottom of it. We saw that one harvester underneath the lava lamp water. And I thought that was huge, but this is gigantic. This is a great harvester. This is amazing. It's look at these small little harvesters kind of floating around it. Just to really bring out its greatness. It's so humongous. I guess we have no choice but to swim in and figure out what's going on. And that brings us to the end of chapter 4.